Cashel. Hi everyone, it's Dr. Tom O'Brien, and here we go with another Facebook Live, and I'm in Cashel, County Tipperary in Ireland, and it's midnight here. So here we are. Here's the kind of the downtown area, if you guys can see out there. It's really wonderful to be here. It's really wonderful. But so thanks for joining, and let's get started. There are 5 things I want to tell you that I believe are the must-dos or must-understands in order to be healthy. These are the ones that make the biggest bang for your buck in terms of when you put attention on this, will it help? Yes, it'll help more than most other things will. So what's number one? Number one is to realize, I don't want to do scare tactics, but I kind of have to do a little bit because we have to wake up. We just have to wake up. The World Wildlife Fund published a study about 4 or 5 months ago now in conjunction with 2 major universities that shows that there has been on average a 57% loss of all mammals on the planet between 1970 and 2012. In 42 years, more than half of everything is gone. The aviary mammals, it's 36, 37%. Those mammals that live near fresh water, it's 78%. 78% of the bobcats, the wolves, the wolverines, the polar bears, the black bears, the brown bears, the muskrats, everything, 78% of everything is gone in 42 years. Gone. Why? Because they're drinking the water. And if we were drinking the water coming out of the streams, we'd get cancer quicker. We'd be unable to reproduce quicker, just like what's happening to so many of us now. Cancer rates are going up. Failure to reproduce is going up. Infertility is sky high, higher than it's ever been. And we think that there's a pill that's going to fix this. There's not. It's the toxicity of the environment that's contributing to this. You're going to see a lot more about this. I'll explain more about it. But we have to wake up that we don't have time anymore. It's very different than it was 10 years ago. What you and your families, your children are dealing with today has never been seen before by humanity. Never seen. And we've got it now. So we have to wake up to this. And what does that mean? That means that you can't approach a health problem the same way that you may have seen your mother or your father do it 10 years ago or 15 or 20 years ago. You have to approach a health problem much more seriously than ever before. We have to wake up to this fact that finding the better form of vitamin C is not going to take care of the increased incidence of Epstein-Barr virus and bacterial infections and chronic fatigue that we have and fibromyalgia. Finding the best form of any nutrient is important, but it's not going to be comprehensive enough. We need a bigger picture, guys, a bigger picture. That's number one. We have to realize this. And with that, you have to realize that you really don't know how to do this. And so that we have to learn new things. I say this quite often. Einstein did this quote that just blew me away when I read it, and that was that the problems we've created today cannot be solved with the same level of thinking that created the problem, which means that you can't think the way that people were thinking 5 years ago or 10 years ago that created the problem. We have to have a higher level of thinking than we did back then. I'm going to grab my glasses here because there's some things coming in. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for joining. Marie Rosalind, thanks for sharing the video. That really knows that, and Sam, just thanks guys. Thanks for sharing the video. Sam, great. Thank you so much. I'm learning how to do this thing, and coming over here, what was it? Boom Biddy Boom. My wife was playing Boom Biddy Boom on the radio as we were driving over here because there's good reception here. The reception at the house we're staying at was not good at all. So we came over to our friend's office, Ann Darcy, a wonderful nutritionist and healthcare practitioner in this town. What's this town, honey? Cashel. Cashel, C-A-S-H-E-L. And but she was playing Boom Biddy Boom. It kind of got me going. It was kind of cute, so it was nice. All right, number one is we have to wake up that things are different now than they were before, and we have to realize most of us don't know how to do things differently than the way our parents approach their health problem or the doctors that we've talked to approach health problems. The doctors are thinking the old way. You have to think a bigger picture. That's premise number one. Premise number two is you got to get the basics down first, right? So let me tell you, this was really great. There was a study that came out in the British Medical Journal called the Poly Pill reduced cardiovascular disease by over 80%. And what they did was these researchers, funded by a pharmaceutical industry, by the way, they looked at the studies on different types of medication. And they did what's called a meta-analysis. They pooled the studies together. And in pooling the studies together, they found that if they could produce a pill that contained a number of different medicines in it, a poly pill, that the statistics said that you can reduce cardiovascular disease by over 80%. And you can't argue with the logic of these statisticians, right? It makes sense. So what was it? It was a cholesterol-lowering medication, a statin, 2 blood pressure medications, a beta blocker, a baby aspirin, and a little bit of folic acid. And if you put that pill together, those 6 different ingredients, a poly pill, you would reduce, the studies say, reduce cardiovascular disease by over 80%. Well, every newspaper in the country put this on the front page and said that everyone should be on a statin. I don't know if you guys remember this. This was 2004. Everyone should be on a statin. Of course, the pharmaceutical industry did the marketing to get the newspapers to do that, right? 8 months later, another paper comes out in the British Medical Journal called the Poly Meal, a healthier and tastier alternative to the poly pill. And these statisticians use the exact same logic, the same methodology to show that if you ate this way, you would reduce your risk of cardiovascular disease by over 75%. So the first one, the poly pill, was 80%. This is 75% just by eating this way. And what were the factors that were in there? I wrote them down to make sure I don't forget anything, and now I have to find the page. Here we go. Yeah, a little red wine every day, a little bit of red wine. Cold water fish 4 times a week. We've all heard about the benefits of fish. Now we have problems with mercury. Yes, we can talk about that. Hello, Christine Reeves. Oh, thanks so much, Christine. Really glad it's helped your family. Thank you. That's really nice. Pay it forward, girl. Just share this with the world if you can. Help me get this message out. Actually, all you guys, help me get this message out to the world. Red wine, a little fish 4 times a week. Dark chocolate every day. Now, every time I say this on stage, the women always smile. You know, it just kind of brings a smile to, oh, here comes some little stars too here. Oh, thank you. Those little stars, those little hearts and things are cute, and they help me going. Hello, Penny in Michigan. Yay. But here's how you do dark chocolate to where it's not going to cause weight gain and blood sugar problems. Oh yeah, thanks for the thumbs up, guys. That's really great. How do you do dark chocolate so that it doesn't cause all those problems? I'm trying to do this all here. Hold the phone and do this and hold this and get these glasses off so I can talk to you. Get the very best dark chocolate that you can find, the very best. Buy a bar of dark chocolate. Break off a square. Oh, thank you for all the thumbs up of the dark chocolate. Yeah, I get it. Break off a square. Put it under your mouth. Don't let it touch your teeth. Put the square of dark chocolate under your mouth. Don't let it touch your teeth. Let it just dissolve in your mouth. It takes about 2 minutes. What happens, oh, look at all the hearts coming. Yeah, I'm glad. Yeah, this is one of those health tips that really works and is fun. The taste buds go right up to the brain. It's called the orothalamic tract, from the mouth straight up to the thalamus in the brain that says chocolate's here. Chocolate. Chocolate. And you start producing these endorphins. The brain produces these endorphins that are 200 times more powerful than morphine. That's why you leave it under your tongue. You just saturate your taste buds, stimulating the brain immediately. Because if you chew a couple times and swallow, it's got to go through the gut, through the digestive juices, get absorbed into the bloodstream, travel all through the bloodstream to eventually get up to the brain and stimulate endorphin production. This way, by leaving it under your tongue, one square under your tongue, and let it saturate your taste buds over 2 minutes, don't let it touch your teeth, saturating your taste buds for 2 minutes, you get all the benefits: lower blood pressure, lower cholesterol levels, calming down of anxiety, raising of depression. The studies show chocolate does all that, but how do you do it, make it healthy? This is how you do it to make it healthy. Don't let it touch your teeth. So that was the third one: red wine, fish, dark chocolate, fruits and vegetables, almost a pound a day. Hello, Cynthia in Tennessee. Oh, thank you. And Brittany, yes, you just read that in my book. Oh, thanks, Brittany. Thanks so much for acknowledging that. And yes, Penny, do it under your tongue. Don't let it touch your teeth. At first, it's a little weird. It feels weird, but you notice that, oh, this is not so bad. And if you want more, have another square. I've never had a patient have more than 2 squares. That way, you're eating chocolate every day, highest quality dark chocolate, not milk chocolate, not M&Ms, highest quality dark chocolate every day, and you're not gaining weight. You're not getting fat. You're not throwing your blood sugar out of balance because you're eating so much chocolate. No, you're not. You're just having a square every day. It's like a medicine. Chocolate can be medicine if you do it properly. Red wine, fish 4 times, cold water fish 4 times a week, dark chocolate, a pound of fruits and vegetables a day, mostly vegetables, a little bit of fruit, mostly berries for fruit, a pound a day, 5 different colors. Why? Because every color is a different family of antioxidants and polyphenols that have different benefits in your body. So don't eat a pound of carrots. Eat some carrots and some purple cabbage and some green romaine lettuce and some red tomatoes. So 5 different colors every day, about a pound of vegetables a day. When you start making that a priority, my friend, Dr. Terry Walls, she wrote the Walls Protocol, Reversing MS. And what she does with these people, they eat, oh gosh, how much was it? How much vegetables was it? Come on. 8 pounds? No, 8 servings. 8 servings a day. Isn't it great to have a wife that's a nutritionist? Thank you, honey. Because when I get nervous, she can keep me cued in. 8 servings a day of vegetables. When I asked Terry about that, I said, 8? She said, yes. There's not much room for pasta when you have to eat the vegetables first. So 8 servings of vegetables a day. In this study, though, it was about a pound of fruit and vegetables, berries for the fruit, and lots of vegetables, 5 different colors. A little bit of fresh garlic every day, and a handful of almonds every day. That's it. Red wine, fish, dark chocolate, fruit and vegetables, pound a day, a little bit of garlic, a little bit of almonds. That study showed you reduce cardiovascular disease by 75% by doing that. And you don't have to take a poly pill with all the side effects of that. So guys, that's like a common sense thing in terms of what to do to help you get healthy. So that's one of the 5 basics. So that was number 2, get the basics down. Number 1 was to realize, oh, thanks for all the hearts on that. Yeah, thanks. This is like common sense stuff, You have to start with the foundation. First, realize we can't think the way we thought 10 years ago. We have to think differently. That means you need a lot of education. I'm going to show you what to do. Second, do the basics first, the poly meal versus the poly pill. Third, I'm going to give you a gift here. I'm giving you a gift because although our metrics have been really good, that you guys don't drop off. Once you're here, you stay. And thanks, that's really flattering and what makes me want to keep this short enough for you. So thank you for that. But I want to make sure that you all get this. And that is if you go to theDr.com /gift, GIFT /gift, and that's theDr.com /gift. I have a whole new program that we've been working for at least 8 months now to do. We've shot in over 60 videos, and it's all there for you for free. You guys can check it out. Everybody gets a 1 month free exposure to this to see if you like it and if you want to use it, I hope you'll use it for you and your family, but you can check it out. It's all there for you. theDr.com/gift. Andrea says 9 cups of vegetables daily for men, as far as I know. The Walls Protocol. Thank you, man. Thank you. So perhaps my wife is thinking of women. You might be right. It's 9, not 8, but you guys get the message. Oh, Deidre's in Cashel. Hello, Deidre. Oh, that's really great. Oh, yes, that's really great. Yes. We had dinner with Deidre a few hours ago. Oh, it's really nice you're here. Thank you, Deidre. I promised to say hello. Hello. And Carla Boots, hi from Williston, North Dakota. Hi, Carl. Thank you so much. Thanks for joining. All right, so the first one of the 5 was realize that the old ways don't work. You need education. I'm going to give you more clues on what to do for that. That's what my whole program is about, that you guys can look at for 30 days free. Just dive in there and see what it's like for you, see if you like it. Second is get the basics down, poly meal versus poly pill. Third, where does the rubber hit the road? I really like this one. For those of you who have not yet read, you have to read the book, The Blue Zones. The Blue Zones. Why? Because it's where the rubber meets the road. All of the thousands and thousands of studies of the benefits of nutrition, the benefits of certain diet protocols, the benefits of taking vitamins and supplements and all of that, the benefits of exercise, all of those studies, they're really good and they're helpful, but this book is where the rubber meets the road. What do I mean by that? If any of you read that book, throw me a little heart here, so I'll know how much to explain about this. There are places in the world where there's a large percentage of people that live into their 80s, their 90s, over 100, fully functional, not on any meds. And we've heard of these places like Okinawa or Sardinia or Costa Rica. Actually, our honeymoon, we were in the blue zone of Costa Rica. We didn't know until we got there. It was the blue zone, and I know some of the reasons why now. But we've heard of these places. Well, they found a blue zone, the same statistics in terms of numbers of people living into their ripe old age, fully functional and all of that, just outside of Los Angeles. Yeah, where if you run 10 kilometers, the studies show you inhale as much particulate matter as if you're smoking a pack of cigarettes when you run a 10K in LA. So it's in Loma Linda, where the statistics, the ratios of people living into their older ages is the same as Okinawa, Sardinia, Costa Rica. It blew them away. Well, Loma Linda is the home of the Seventh-day Adventists, and their lifestyle just opened up researchers to realize it wasn't the water. And, you know, they called it the blue zone, and I used to think, oh, blue, okay, maybe it's the sky, and it's the clear air in the sky, or maybe it's the water coming down the mountain streams. No. When researchers had a map of the world, and they circled all these places in the world, trying to figure out what's common amongst all these places, they used a blue highlighter. That's why it's called the blue zones. I mean, I really like that kind of stuff. It's good to know. And I had all these images in my mind as to why it was called a blue zone. No, they used a blue highlighter. So what they tell you in the blue zone is what are the 9 features that are common to every culture that has a large percentage of elders living into their 80s and 90s and over 100. There are 9 common features. One of them, Hari Hachibu from Okinawa, means eat 20% less than what your eyes say you want to eat. Another is to walk a little every day or get some exercise. And these 50-year-old researchers following this 89-year-old guy walking up the mountain with his sheep, they couldn't keep up with them. They couldn't keep up with the 89-year-old guy because he walks every day. Last week we were in Switzerland, and we heard of this woman. She was in her 90s, and she walks this route up and down the mountain every day. Every day. And it's remarkable. It's not an easy hike. So exercise every day. Believe in something bigger than yourself, whether you call it God or nature, whatever your personal expression is of something bigger than yourself. Have a significant other, whether they've passed and they're a memory now, or who you hold and you share with. Have a group that you belong to, like the women that sit in needlepoint and talk about their families 3 times a week, or the old guys sitting at the coffee shop watching all the pretty girls walk by and grunting like, you know. But have a group of close comrades. 9 features that they identified. So you have to read the book, The Blue Zone. That is where the pedal hits the metal. And that is what you have to learn in order to have a long, vibrant, dynamic, fully functional life. The Blue Zones. Kathleen, laughing out loud, a blue highlighter. Yes, that's right, Kathleen O'Brien. Eat 20% less, walk, believe in Jehovah. Well, you know, if it's Jehovah for you, Kathleen, great, great. It might be Yahweh for someone else. It might be Muhammad for someone else. So I don't want to say it's one religion. That's not what they say in the book. What they say is that believe in someone or something larger than yourself. And if it's Jehovah for you, that's great. You know, high five to you for that, for finding that in your life. Hi, Misty. Misty Rushing, nice to see you here again. That's really great. What about fats? Oh, guys, we did a Facebook Live last week from Switzerland. It was so much fun. It was myself, Robin Openshaw, Green Smoothie Girl, and Katie, Wellness Mama. So for all you millennials out there, Katie is your person. You know, she talks your language in ways that I can't. We had such a blast doing this. We were all together at a detox center, and the study had just come out. The American Heart Association says coconut oil is bad for you, and we trashed it. We trashed them good, and I'm proud to say. I mean, what nonsense coming out of Harvard. This professor at Harvard, what utter nonsense, using corn oil and soybean oils, and in any event. So you can go back to the DrTomOBryanGlutenFree website here, and you will find the Facebook Live last week with Robin Openshaw, Green Smoothie Girl, and Katie, Wellness Mama. And we touch on fats. And guys, you know, I talk about LDL cholesterol, you know, the good and the bad cholesterol, HDL and LDL. LDL is not bad for you. It's the raw material that all your hormones are made from. It's not bad for you. And so I talk about that in great detail there. Mariha Saeed, oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for your comments. Ein Nibhern, hi, Ann, here in Ireland. Are you speaking here? Come to Midlands. Oh, what's good for managing estrogen levels? P.S. My therapist is 88 and still working. Well, thank God for your therapist. Right, so she could probably write the Blue Zone book. Penny Swan, it's a paid study. That's right, Penny, it was. And Katie identifies where the money came from for this study. It came from Monsanto that says use the polyunsaturated fats because they've got a new GMO oil product coming out. And so great marketing, trash coconut oil, get everybody up in arms, get the American Heart Association to endorse it, and then come out with your new product. So back to our top 5. Number 1, realize it's a new world out there, very different than 10 years ago. Number 2, get the basics down, the poly meal versus the poly pill. Number 3, where the rubber hits the road, the Blue Zone. Number 4, treatment protocols need to be more comprehensive than ever before. That's what my book, The Autoimmune Fix, is all about. And I'm not pushing the book because I wrote it. I'm pushing the book because it's a great book. And some of you have commented before on here that you have the book. Could you leave a little comment for others to read, please? That it's not that it's because I wrote it. It's because you're going to get so much information that's so critically important. I'll give you one example, and you may have heard me say this before. When you're pumping gas, can you sometimes smell the gas when you're standing there pumping the gas? Yes, you can. That means you're smelling benzene. Benzene goes through your nostrils directly up to the brain. It's a cancer-causing agent. It's a neurodegenerative agent. So what do? You have to pump gas. You're standing downwind. Walk around to the other side of the hose. Now you're standing upwind. That we have to start thinking that way about all of the toxic exposures we have. It's the toxic exposures in our food and in our environment that's setting us up for the increased amount of brain disease. My new book will be coming out in the fall, and it's all about brain degeneration and brain regeneration. And we think it's going to be called, and I actually would like your feedback. If some of you could comment on that, that'd be really great. We're thinking, what's wrong with my brain and how do I fix it? And I need a subtitle underneath that. You know, I'm not good at this kind of stuff, and my agents have made some suggestions, but if you guys have some ideas for the subtitle, do you like the name of the title? What's wrong with my brain and how do I fix it? And then what would you suggest as a subtitle? What you're going to learn is how to measure if your brain is on fire, if there's inflammation in your brain, which is the mechanism that causes the diseases of the brain, and then what do you do to put the fire out? So if you have some suggestions, I've never thought to ask you guys, but might as well, you know. So give me some ideas if you've got them, okay? So number 4 is the treatment protocols need to be more comprehensive. And it's not just you take a pill, you take a vitamin, you eat certain foods differently. We really have to wrap our brains around this whole concept that we have to think differently. We have to up our game in terms of taking care of our health and the health of our family. We can't live with these statistics. You know, the Center for Disease Control says by 2026, it's one boy, honey, in how many? One boy in, yeah. One child in every 45 currently is on the autism spectrum, and by 2026, they're estimating it's going to be one boy in two. One child in 2. That's from the Centers for Disease Control, and that's 9 years away. We have to wake up to this. We have to wake up to what's happening. We need to think differently. We need to up our game. It's so overwhelming. I know it's overwhelming, but premise number 5 is how do you deal with the overwhelm? Some of you have heard me say this before. Deb Bowman, hold your breath when walking down the detergent aisle while shopping. That's exactly right. Or in the hardware store with the garden supply area. Kathleen laughing out loud, stand up, win. Of course, that's right, Kathleen. Those are the kind of things we have to learn to do. So we have to train our brains to hold your breath walking down the detergent aisle, or stay out of that aisle unless you need some new sponges or something. Hold your breath if you need to. I found if I hold my breath and I can't hold it long enough, then I go to get air again, and I suck in more of this stuff. So I just breathe very calmly as I'm going through there. So, but the garden aisle, I try my best to hold my breath in there because that stuff is really poison. Number 5. Some of you have heard me say this before. There's a Tibetan word called, and I'm not sure I'm going to pronounce it correctly, but I think it's Maitri, M-A-I-T-R-I, Maitri or Maitri. And it means loving kindness and an unconditional friendship with oneself. Loving kindness and an unconditional friend. Have you ever been kind to yourself? Think about it in a quiet moment, nobody around, just go back in your mind. Are you kind to yourself? Or do you beat yourself up thinking that you're supposed to be better? You know, in our culture in America, it's very, very common that we beat ourselves up thinking we're supposed to be better. Are charcoal face masks effective? I don't know, Misty. I can't really answer that one. I don't know. Are you kind with yourself? Loving kindness and an unconditional friendship with oneself means, for me, how I interpret that, I can only do my best. I can't do more than that. I don't use it as a justification to screw up. I use it as a kind understanding. I'm doing my best. Tomorrow I'm going to do it better. I'm going to do it better. That the only way you guys, that I can see that we're going to make a difference in this world is that you all get educated and you teach your children, you teach your family what you learn, and that you teach to be kind. And you've heard me say this before, I think, in the Museum of Science in Florence, there is this display. It's such a great display. and it's a circular marble stand with a glass dome on top of it. It's Galileo's finger. Galileo bequeathed that his inventions could be on display for all of posterity, as long as they also displayed his finger. Now, it happens to be his middle finger. And if you go to Amazon, you'll read the books on, just type in Galileo's finger, there's a couple of books on it, what his message was. But I use it, the finger, just one finger, as 1 hour a week. If you allocate 1 hour a week to studying some of this stuff, get my book, get the Blue Zones, 1 hour a week, you're going to read a little of this, and you're going to start to talk about it with your family, apply some of these principles. If you've got teenage kids and at the dinner table you're talking about this, oh, Mom, you're talking about that again, or, oh, Dad, I'm going to do it my way. Excuse me. But you're imprinting on them. And it may take them years, but they'll come back to what you were talking about when they get sense again. It's like when they hit 17 or 18, they start to get some sense back in their brains again. They'll remember what you've been imprinting on them. 1 hour a week, just allocate 1 hour a week. Perhaps you'll do 1 hour a week of family conversation. Perhaps you'll do 1 hour a week of reading a little more of my book. Whatever it is, 1 hour a week. And be kind. In 6 months, you've got this down. We all think we're supposed to know it all right now. I want the answers right now. You millennials, you are a whole nother world of people. You want it now, and you want it your way. I'm all for it, man. I'm all for it. But you got to learn how to do it, right? So 1 hour a week, and for millennials, maybe 1 hour a day, whatever you're going to do. Actually, listen to what Katie says. Katie's a millennial, and she talks to you guys much better than I do. I hope to reach you. I really try. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Tracy, way to go, Tracy. High five on that. Yeah, we wrote a book on that. I was part of a team. We interviewed 23, I think it was, 23 or 28 different officials from 23 or 28 different religions, bishops or higher, about what was the bottom line message. And every religion has the same bottom line message, and that is the golden rule. Do unto others as you would have done unto yourself. That was the outcome in our book. So thanks very much, Tracy, for saying that. Kathleen, yes, humor is important. Patricia, laughter is hugely important. Absolutely, you got to laugh with this stuff. And that's maybe where loving kindness. Penny, you've been studying for years and years. Way to go, girl. Way to go. That's what it takes, is to just get more information and incorporate what makes sense to you. And I'm sure a vast majority of you makes perfect sense to have a little dark chocolate every day. Good for you. Just don't let it touch your teeth, all right? All right, so a couple of things I want to ask. First is, please share this. Please pass it on to your friends. I don't know how to do that, but I'm told it's easy to do on Facebook. Just share the video. I don't even know what that means, except you send it out and more people can see it. So if you would do that, please. I want to get this message out to millions. I just sent a message to my staff earlier that we all are upping our game, because there's millions of people that need to hear this kind of information, millions. So go to my site, theDr.com /gift. Check out our education program. It's free for you to go in there and dabble around and see if you like it. Thank you all very much, and I will see you next week. Thanks again. Bye-bye.